Hello, everybody. My name's Greg. I'm coming to you from North Ridgeville, Ohio, which is just west of Cleveland. My wife and I had this house built about 9 years ago. So this is a stairway down into the basement. I've got some Cleveland memorabilia on the right wall, Chicago memorabilia on the left wall. Grew up in Chicago, but I've been in Cleveland about 30 years now. So I kind of made this, a little bit of a nod to both cities, my home city and my adopted city. So let's kind of give a shout out to both of my cities. And as you'll see down here, I'm into a lot of music and sports stuff too. So I have a lot of things up on the walls and lights and all kinds of stuff. So this is my pool table room. Kind of self-explanatory there, right? And I have a TV back here and my old school stereo system down there. I've got the ESS speakers up here. They're probably from the late 70s. A couple little subs down there. And then I have the old light organs from Radio Shack from back in the day. I think they used to sell those like back in the probably 70s. Old Coors clock, dartboard. Have some electrical insulators. I used to be a lineman for the phone company, so I kind of collect some of that kind of stuff. More Ohio and Cleveland stuff down here, and a good old Stroh's boat lamp or something like that. An old phone from about 1925. There's some more stuff over here and some more music memorabilia on this wall. So that's pretty much it for this area. So coming out of that room, this is the main part of the basement. Call it the kind of lounge area. Got another classic stereo system, the Marantz set deck, reel-to-reel. Marantz receiver is in that cabinet with the doors closed, and then I took off the original speakers and just put a couple small speakers in there. They were inside of a cabinet. It came out good. It sounds good, and I really like the looks of it. I'm in it kind of like mid-century. So that is fairly similar to the one that I had growing up in Chicago, and I even had my old Chicago phone number put out. So that might be somebody else's phone number now. I don't know. Wouldn't be one. That was my phone number when I was a kid. So I've got an antique radio down there that is a Zenith. I think it was from 1936 if I remember correctly, but it works. It has the tuner in it still, but I can't pull any stations in down here, so I cheated and put some Bluetooth amp in there with a pair of little speakers. I still got my Maxell Blown Away poster, got Muddy Waters. I grew up in Chicago, being a big blues fan, and still love Muddy Waters, a lot of those other greats from that era. And when we had the house built, we just had the plumbing, pipes, drains roughed in, and then we had the bathroom completed a couple of years ago, so it's nice just having a little half bath down here. Still have some music memorabilia and stuff up on the walls down here too. And this is the big open area where we kind of tend to hang out. Got a nice L-shaped couch. The 3 of the seats recline, and those 2 there have like the heat and massage, the cup coolers and all that kind of stuff. It just works off a little touchscreen right down there. More neons. When I had the house built, I thought to have some electrical outlets put up on the wall for these signs, so that worked out good. So, Ohio State with the best damn band in the land doing a tribute to Rush right there. My wife had that made for me. And coming over to the bar, it's got a little 4-seater over here, which is usually plenty for me. I have some other seating areas that we can utilize if I have, more than 2 people down here. And just my little bar area. Some old school Miller stuff, and that picture back there underneath those lights is actually my dad and his buddy back at his bar in my house in Chicago when I was growing up. And my dad, from what I could see from ancestry, is pretty much 100% Irish, so I got a lot of nods to the Adorned aisle down here, as you'll probably see as I'm going around. Some more lights. Got one of my favorite bands, Rush, the bobbleheads with their little backstage light, concert light there, and a Schlitz beer barrel clock. I got the Cleveland Browns, refrigerator. This is a special thing they did when they used to win no games at all. Now they win some here and there, but they did a promotion where the first game they won after a long losing streak. This thing came with actually like a chain and a lock around it. So once they won that first game, there were a bunch of them around town where people, where the bar or the owners of the bars or whatever went and unlocked them when they finally won, and they gave away some free beer. And then this is also another refrigerator. As you can see, hidden, kind of disguised as a Marshall man. Chicago up there, obviously, and a lamp. I've got a Mike Singletary signed helmet, a Jim Tressel football. My favorite football player of all time, Walter Payton. Got to meet him briefly once. We used to work downtown, and he had a black Lambo with WP34, the license plate pulled up, and I thought, nah, but he got another car. It was Walter, and he was running into a hotel across the street from where I work, and he asked me to keep an eye on his car while he was in there, so I did, and it was one of the cooler moments of my life, just meeting him. He was such a nice guy. And then another music, it's my main music system for down here. I've got some old DCM time frames, I think those are called. 75-inch TV, another turntable. Got some guitars from some of my favorite players. Again, Michael Schenker, Tony Iommi from Sabbath, Stevie Ray Vaughan. Got a Neil Peart little mini drum set, although his real drum set, even if it was mini, would take up this whole top of this thing and more. I'm sure you've seen. And then I've got a projector up here and a screen, an electric screen that falls down. That way, if there's a big football game on or something I have some people over for, then I can put it on a couple different screens. I can have all three screens with the same game, or I could put three different games on the three different screens all at the same time. So it's pretty flexible. So there's one more area I'm going to show you, and that's going to be in here. So this is at the entrance into my theater / music listening room. I love music. You can sit down here and listen to just 2-channel music for hours on end and be completely fine with it. I call it my depression chamber, but I watch a lot of movies too, but I'm probably spend more time down here listening to music than I do watching movies. But I built this room with the intention to have both work really well for audio and, for movies and all that. So I got a full-blown Dolby Atmos setup here. Got some sound dampening panels up on the walls. Those speakers are Aero Acoustics, and the little subs next to them are Martin Logan. 120-inch screen, and behind that wall is some more equipment, amplifiers and things like that. So there's my center channel, some audio equipment, the processor, some amplifiers, and then behind my center channel there's my projector. It's one of those ultra short throws, so I keep it covered when I'm not using it, but it works out really well. It puts a really nice picture up on there. Some more audio equipment, a turntable, Blu-ray player, a surge protector, things like that. And then, as you can see, I got a bunch of ceiling speakers up here. And there's my seats. Got the front row and then the back row. Got 2 sets of side speakers, one for the front row, one for the back row. Have these blue LED lights that I can turn on when it's completely dark in here, so I don't have to worry about anybody tripping over the riser here, because that did happen once and I felt really bad. So got another sub there between the 2 rows, one there behind and off to the side up this back row. And then I've got, those are both rear channel speakers. Those big ones used to be up front. I like them for movies, but I didn't like them too much for music, which is my main focus, so I moved those back here. That's this room. Like I said, I really spend a lot of time in here, and my wife is perfectly fine with that. She can watch whatever she wants to on TV sometimes, you know, and I can just come down here and kind of chill out. So hope you guys enjoy this. If you have any questions or anything, you know, chime in. And I got a lot of like inspiration watching other people's videos before I plan this thing out, so maybe I can inspire some of you and return the favor. All right, guys, take it easy. Thanks.